I feel like the atmosphere is really electric. I mean, listen to it right now, and this is the last day of the show.
Well, it's a great chance for us to gather new business and see what's new in the industry.
See you at the next IT Expo.
We'll be here.
Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. We're at IT Expo 2019, the Super Show in sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Andy Abramson is with us today. He's with Comunicano. He's a CEO, and he's also with CEO of Brand Communication Design. Andy, welcome back. How are you?
Thanks, Rich. It's always great to be here in Fort Lauderdale at IT Expo.
Likewise for us, we love coming down here, especially when there's minus 65 or minus 80 or God knows whatever it is in the Midwest.
Well, it's freezing there. It's cold in New York. It's even cold down here.
Yeah, relative, right?
Compared to previous years where we've been here and it's been in the 70s, almost 80s, the weather's a balmy 68 or so today, and that's a little chilly for Florida.
Yeah, I'll take it any day. Actually, when I landed, it was 55, so 68 seems like a different season.
It is, but the weather's great, and what's great is IT Expo this year. I'm so impressed at what you and Dave and Michael and Eric have done this year at bringing more people out and what looks like a really great show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate people like you being here and the thought leaders and influencers who help promote the event and get the word out to the broader community. Now, I introed you as the CEO of two agencies. I'm sure people are wondering, well, what's the new agency? They know Comunicano. Tell us what each does.
So Comunicano is largely a brand communication strategy shop in the sense of we work strictly in the influencer relations, media relations, analyst relations, PR world for years. Those worlds have changed, so I've changed the model of Comunicano to be more of angel on your shoulder, the strategy for the CEO levels, the CMO levels, to do just work where we're not doing the implementation like we used to do. We're doing all the strategy and we're doing figuring out of what needs to be done to advance the company. When you look at our history, 47 exits. And a lot of that was the strategy that led to it, not simply putting out news releases or simply talking to analysts or simply coming to trade shows. There's a whole orchestration that goes on. So Comunicano's moved into the value creation orchestration business from simply being a tactical company, which is what we actually fell into that. And I never wanted the agency to be that, and we became that for about 10 years, and I've moved it back really to being a strat shop. So the second agency, Brand Communication Design, I started with a longtime colleague, Rod Ige. We want to build brands. It's called Brand Communication Design, and that's not brand, comma, communication, comma, design, comma. We're treating all three of those executional areas, all three of those marketing areas as one complete focus. So we build the brand, we lay out the plans, we build the customer journeys, we figure out your online to offline communication, which is one of the things that we're finding is offline communication has really lost its, not luster, but lost its skill set. So we're bringing that into big brands, small brands, new brands. But what we're also bringing is everything that I did with Comunicano into it from a executional standpoint, an understanding standpoint of markets, the ability to drive a company from zero to success to exit. At number 47 now, in about the last 18 years, that's not luck. I used to think it was luck, but it isn't. I thought it was luck up until about number 7, the old story, Lucky 7. And that was one day I woke up and said, there's 7 of these. And that was like Grand Central and StubHub and a bunch of others. Now it's at 47, and we're going to go deeper. What we're also finding is that there's deficiencies within some companies where they don't have sales promotion expertise, direct marketing expertise, event marketing expertise. So we're looking at creating new programs. We're developing products, actually, and some of the things we're doing where we work with a client to develop something new and innovative that meets their goals in the areas of sustainability. We're big into sustainability. It's big into the environment. So a lot of the work that we're doing is looking at how do we do things that are better for everybody, not just better for the client.
Really exciting. By exits, we should probably let people know that those are companies that hired you as an agency and you helped them sell their company basically in a relatively short amount of time. And I was covering a lot of those companies on TMC was covering a lot of those companies on the media side as they went through their transformation and exit, and it's exciting to watch. And so that's an area definitely of strength that you've proven your value there. What else should people know about working with Andy?
Well, part of the reason for the shifts is when we were all working together and knew each other very well in the early days, what I call the heydays of voice over IP and telecom, there were 30 to 40 people like you that I could go to. Now there's probably less than 5. I'm still an active blogger, and I get pitched all the time. And I look at these pitches and I go, these aren't stories. You see them, you get them as much as I do. So I've seen the shift where we don't have the Ohm Malik's writing, we don't have the Ted Wallingfords, we don't have the Jeff Pulvers, we don't have any of the audience that was 30 people to 40 people every day who had to write something about telecommunications. So the world has changed. And I don't think a lot of companies understand the world has changed. We've got some ideas on, not only ideas, but we're implementing some programs that allow you to work around the changed world to communicate more. The world has moved more towards a direct communication model. The world's flattened, and quite honestly, a lot of agencies I'm not going to be the one who's going to be the last one standing. I don't want to be. I want to be the next one standing.
Fantastic. Now, how do people find you?
They can look me up at Comunicano, they can look me up at Brand Communication Design, they can find me through my blog called VoIP Watch, which, like you, we're still standing on the area of blogging. That's what they can find, or they can just Twitter me at Andy Abramson. Anything finds me, as I once said to a very dear friend and his wife, I own the domain, so if all else fails, Andy at AndyAbramson.com.
All right, so you're one of the first people I saw that had like 3 or 4 phones at the same time. What, personal question, how many devices do you have now?
I've cut down. I went on a diet, as you can tell.
Yes. The new you. You look very svelte.
Part of it was cutting down on technology. So I think I have 2 tablets now. One's a Amazon Fire and an iPad. I've got a OnePlus 6T that T-Mobile had a ridiculously good deal on, so I couldn't pass it up, and I carry an iPhone. So those 2 phones. I also somewhere have a Google Fi phone that's sitting in storage that will eventually come out of storage when I go internationally. But at this point, I think I'm down to 5 devices from about 20 at a time.
So everything in your life is slimming down.
Everything, I've slimmed down, and the technology has slimmed down, and what that's maybe allowed me to do is strengthen myself and become more muscular and everything else. So, no, it's great. Carrying 2 phones, you still play cell phone roulette. You go some places, the cell tower is really strong, and the other carrier is really weak. You can't decide, so you actually need what they say, you always got to have a backup.
Thanks for being here, Andy.